Good morning, Bix Weir, Roota.com with your morning horn of Z's and Chaga. How are you? So much to talk about, so much going on. Good signs coming up in the next video. Good signs on the road to Roota analysis. What the Fed put out back in 1981 and 2007 has just kicked in. I will get to that in a second. But first, last night I put out a video. Futures down 1,000 points, 1,100 points. And we opened today, I think, down 2,000. Crazy time. But we always knew it was coming, right? There's various things going on. There's battles behind the scenes. I hope that's obvious to everybody. The good guys are ultimately in charge of the computer programs. They can lock up that system, and they will at some point. We are going through that moment right now, so hang on tight. What happened? What happened when the Dow opened up down 2,000? The Fed opened the spigots just like I said. As a matter of fact, they panicked. They weren't supposed to do this till the 13th. They knew they didn't have days. It had to be done immediately. Fed turns to crisis-era playbook to combat market disruptions. Central bank takes initial step to keep short-term funding markets operating. Our entire system would have failed had the Fed not done this. By boosting the size of their short-term lending operations. I will update the repo graph. Everything's going on right now. I need time. I need a little time this morning. So don't get a little antsy, all you private road members and Patreon members, because I will update the bailout charts, and they are going to 1 trillion very soon. So hang on tight. News is a global market rout is forcing the Federal Reserve to revisit its 2008 crisis playbook in an attempt to ease strains on the plumbing of the financial system from investors' reactions to the novel coronavirus. What did I say? The plumbing's going to get stuck. Computers fighting each other on the trading floors. Every single exchange is going to shut down. Not necessarily crash. I mean shut down. With computers grinding against each other. That is what is happening. That is what is... I told you this wouldn't be easy. This is the not easy part. Yes, they're going to put cryptos to zero with the click of a mouse. Yes, they're going to put silver to zero with the click of a mouse. If they can, they will. And then they'll shut down the markets. Get your physical in your own possession. Get your cryptos in your own possession. Now is the time, and get food, water, and that's part of the battle going on behind the scenes. Whether it's the good guys doing it, the bad guys doing it, real or fake, it does not matter. The entire system is dying as we speak. So hang on to your hats. Yes, you should already have dried food, and you should be chugging the vitamin C right now, and chaga mushroom, vitamin D3. All the things. And if somebody recommends something, go for it. If you can stay healthy through this, we'll survive. We'll get through the other side. Stay healthy, lots of vitamin C. Let's see. The central bank took an initial step Monday to keep short-term funding markets operating by boosting the size of the short-term lending operations, shelving its plans to gradually reduce those offerings. It wasn't, well, it was just a month ago that went into operation, and they had to shelve it now. Or 2 months ago. Prepare for greater disruptions. Yeah. I want to show you this. Here's the statement from the Fed. Remember, this was supposed to happen on March 13th. They were going to give a new statement, but they had to hurry up. Opening market traded desk at the Federal Reserve Bank of New York has updated the current monthly schedule of repurchase operations. Beginning with today's operation through March 12th, the desk will increase the amount offered in daily repo operations from at least $100 billion to at least $150 billion. 50% increase from $1 billion to $150 billion. In addition, the desk will increase the amount offered in the 2-week term repo operations on Tuesday and Thursday from at least 20 to 45, over double. Consistent with the FOMC directive to this desk, these adjustments are these bailouts. These are bailouts. Are intended to ensure that the supply reserves remains ample to mitigate the risk of money market pressures and could adversely affect policy decisions. Now it's all about who's defaulted. They've all defaulted. So they can't lend to each other because nobody trusts each other's credit. It is crazy out there. Yes, the Dow dumps 2,000 points. Market extend losses after circuit breaker. Yeah, they triggered the circuit breaker, and It is ugly. Steve Mnuchin's clicking his mouse, but it's not working. Again, all markets about to freeze up. Hang on tight. This is not this is not a test. This is the reality we've been talking about for 2 decades on the road to. Yes, 2 decades. 2 decades ago, I was writing for Bill Murphy, the Gold Antitrust Action Committee. I was just starting out at this. 2001, I sent my first letter to the head of the SEC saying, what the hell are you thinking? This is not my country. I've been fighting for 2 decades, and it's all happening now. This is what I want to get into later. This is the best sign I've seen that the good guys are in charge, is that the oil prices could see a huge plunge down to the 20s. This is what Roota said in the original documents. I will get to that in the second video later today. But absolutely, the drop in oil prices is crazy, but it is completely foretold by the Federal Reserve Bank in their banking basics. All right, last night, and these people are the worst liars. They need to hire real actors in Hawaii to lie about what's going on there as far as Corona. These people are ridiculous actors. They don't have any news press in the press briefing room. Nobody asks, oh, how many tests have you administered? Because you said you can do 250 a week, and it's 24-hour turnover, and you have 90 on lockdown. How many have you administered? They don't tell you. They didn't even ask. But the second Hawaii victim flew with symptoms on an airline they refused to name to Hawaii and is in critical condition with coronavirus in Hawaii. The entire plane is infected, my friends. And they won't tell you what flight or what number. Well, we'll get back to you. We're not in charge of that. And they are lying through their teeth. Remember, they leased a 20-year lease on one of the largest hangars in the world, the perfect spot to quarantine tens of thousands of people. And the Department of Health and Human Services of Hawaii leased it in February. There's massive outbreak in Hawaii, and they're not telling you these guys are criminal. You guys want to keep up with what's going on? Here's a great site, GISANDDATA data maps. Just look up coronavirus COVID-19 global cases. Right now we're at 110,000. By next week this time, probably 220, and it keeps rolling. The US is at 554 and rolling. This is not going away, my friends. This is not a test. This is the real deal. Cliff's data was 100%. Thank God for Cliff High, right? I hope everybody, as they take their vitamin C, vitamin D3, C60. I got everything up here. And you loosen up for when you get the cold. It loosens up the chest, and you'll be coughing and spitting out funk, but that's good. It gets rid of the funk. So, yeah, quick look at silver, 100% rigged and held down. I hope everybody understands that. Cryptos, same thing. Although the crypto exchanges are probably doing it. Who knows? Who cares? Your crypto should be in your own possession. Now's the time you're going to write it out. And they could click a mouse and put all these numbers to zero, or they can put them up to $1 million each. I don't know what they're going to do. The only way to survive this is to get your cryptos off the exchanges, tuck them away under your pillow as you deal with your day-to-day life. Memorize your keys in your head. If you can. Get a Trezor. Do your best to store your cryptos. Do your best to store your silver. Obviously, silver is not very good for if you're bugging out, if you're running away. My advice, dig a deep hole. Bury all your silver somewhere that you know in 5 years you can come back and unbury it if you have to bug out. Because you can't carry it around in large amounts. But you can dig a deep hole, or you can sell it. If like when Dick Algar bugged out. You can sell it in one place and then rebuy it at the other if the markets are still functioning. Right? Sell it in Hawaii and rebuy it wherever you end up. On Dick Algar's island. That's the island I want to go to. Screw Ken Lay's island. I want to go to the Dick Algar island. We'll sit on the beach, drink Corona beer, and play music for another, month until the coronavirus hits our little deserted island. Anyway, I'm gonna do a big talk on the good guys next, and the oil movement and what it means. So hang tight. If you are interested in joining the Road to Roota, go to roadtoruta.com, hit subscribe today. It might be your last chance to get this baby, one very token and the silver coin. I won't be shipping them when the postal service stops for a while. So think about whether or not you want one of these coins. This is Bix. I'll talk to you guys in a bit.